spring has finally arrived, and with it, the gardening work is slowly picking up. After heading to the garden, the first task I wanted to tackle was cutting back the plant growing on this old swing frame. While it may seem like I'm removing a lot, this thing will bounce right back. In a few weeks, this will be an impenetrable wall of green leaves and beautiful orange flowers. It will literally grow like a weed. Also, flowers only develop on the new growth, so cutting it back actually helps. Before tossing the cuttings onto the compost heap, I first need to go through my small but handy wood chipper. It doesn't handle the thickest branches, but it gets the job done. Now back up on the roof. After letting it dry for a few days, I was finally ready to apply the patches, hopefully preventing any more water from getting in. I'm by no means a professional, and everything I'm doing here is based on reading guides and watching videos. Unfortunately, due to the allotment regulations, I'm only allowed to add patches rather than tearing the whole roof up and rebuilding it. Not that I know how to do that anyway. So I applied some cold bitumen adhesive and 2 bitumen membrane strips, just as the instructions said. After patching up the roof, I went back down into the polytunnel. As you can see, the board was straightened out and is holding up fine, so it'll do for this year's seed starting. Since I wanted to get some seeds going, I first had to fill my modular seed trays with some potting soil. First in was Leek. And don't forget your labels. You'd be surprised how quickly you forget what you sowed after just a few weeks. Next up is Swiss chard. While its stems have quite an earthy taste, the leaves are delicious and taste mostly like spinach. Now, spring onions. Unlike the last two, I add about 3 to 5 seeds per hole here, because they grow nicely in bunches and can be harvested all at once. Following up with its tiny seeds is Celeriac. And last but not least, Beetroot, which I also sow in groups of 3. Done for now in the polytunnel, I headed back outside. According to the bed plan I made earlier this year, on this patch, where last year's Swiss chard is still rotting away, I plan to sow radishes and plant the beetroot. So first, the old plants had to go. And while some looked like they might have survived the winter, the mushy roots and foul smell told me otherwise. I sowed 2 rows, one on each side of the bed of radishes, leaving space in the middle for the beetroot. After watering everything in, I went back to the shed and grabbed some wooden boards. I sometimes lay these over freshly sown seeds to lock in moisture and give them a little protection against colder temperatures. As soon as the first green starts popping up though, they need to come off. With the work done for the day, I took a moment to sit back and enjoy the garden slowly waking up and the warmth of the sun.